Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This one is for Monday the 17th of July going through until Sunday the 23rd of July 2023. It's really nice to be back to be able to do this weekly horoscope for you. I've had a look at what the planets are doing, how they interact with each other this week, and what kind of relationships they form with one another. And the point of these horoscopes is to try and look at the energy that is created amongst the stars, the planets, and how that energy kind of spills over onto our life here down on planet Earth and how it influences us. So it's really interesting because I made a separate video yesterday on something that's happening here on Monday the 17th of July, which is that we have a new moon in Cancer. So I went into quite a lot of detail in that separate video. Have a look at that if you're interested. A new moon is pretty much a fresh start. It's when the moon goes pitch black and it pulls lots of energy in order to kind of get ready for its next 28-day cycle. So it's that moment of kind of recharging your batteries and assessing the situation and deciding what direction you're going to move into before you actually set off. So before taking the action, you're getting a sense of what's happening, you're getting a lay of the land, and then it's about making a choice. This is what's important to me, this is what I care about, and then setting off in that direction and taking action. So I would call that informed action, I suppose. So that's interesting because that starts the week off, and it's very much about a time of new beginnings and pioneering your way of doing things. And because it's a new moon in Cancer, it's about doing things that are close to your heart, things that are near and dear to you, that you genuinely care about. So that's really interesting, and the whole week in itself is really interesting because the thing I noted is that the universe seems to be super supportive at the moment, which is kind of interesting because as I was writing that, I thought about the world at the moment doesn't seem very supportive. I don't know about you guys, but for me, since kind of COVID happened in 2020, things have become a lot less secure, and it just doesn't feel, I don't know, there was a major shift in terms of how we live our lives here, or for me that's what I feel anyway. And it's about kind of finding a new type of balance. So if that's the case, then these kind of weeks are essential and super helpful in kind of finding a new normal, because the universe does support you, it does help you, but most importantly, it gives you the confidence and the reassurance that it's okay and right for you to take certain risks. If it feels important to you, if it's close to your heart, if it's something that you want, then a lot of us kind of say, okay, this is what I would want in an ideal world, but I don't live on an ideal world. This is like the inner dialogue. So I have to kind of do what's productive, or what's going to pay the bills, or what's going to keep the family happy. And the planet and the universe this week is saying, don't just keep other people happy. You kind of owe it to yourself to determine what is important to you, what you really want to do, because there is a way forward with that. You don't just have to play it safe. You don't just have to keep other people happy. If the desire lives in you, it lives there for a reason. And the planets are saying that this week, bring that to the surface, examine it, see what it really is, and make a go with that desire. Take a risk, make a fresh start in some type of different area. The universe is urging you to do that, and it wouldn't urge you to do that if the outcome was going to be disastrous. It wouldn't push you and encourage you in a direction just to kind of watch you fall on your face. It doesn't do that. It's pushing you in this direction because there's a major win or a success or a triumph or joy in one of those areas. So this week it's really important to accept that support from the universe and to see how you can manifest it in the real world. So you can kind of take a sense of being massively supported on a spiritual level, and you can translate it into your life on planet Earth. Okay. So Monday the 17th of July, we do have that new moon in Cancer at 7:30 in the evening. That's based on Central European time. I always mention, and I mentioned it in that separate video, that it's not just something that you feel at that exact minute at 7:31. It's a gradual process. The moon kind of wanes into being a new moon, pulls that energy in, and then waxes and gets bigger again. So it's a 3-day process. So I think on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you'll feel this sense of, yes, I want to start something new that I really care about, especially if it scares me a little bit. The Cancer moon then conjuncts the sun in Cancer. That's the new moon bit. The moon is your heart, the sun is your head. So those are massively aligned. So if you can consciously think about your feelings, and your feelings inform what you're thinking on a conscious level, you're very likely to make good decisions. The Cancer moon opposes Pluto in Capricorn, so it's urging you to make changes in your practical circumstances, in your work, your physical body, or your security on planet Earth. It trines Neptune in Pisces, so spiritually you're massively connected, and that's where a lot of this guidance comes through. And it squares Chiron in Aries and sextiles Uranus and Taurus. So something miraculous can happen here that can heal your life. And that's a huge statement. So by taking a risk and doing something that isn't guaranteed to work out, the universe is supporting you in doing that. And the result can be very, very surprising in a good way. Mercury in Leo squares Jupiter in Taurus. The way to activate good luck is to be confident in yourself and to, I was going to say stand up straight, which I think is a good thing. But Mercury in Leo is very confident, right? It's the communication planet in Leo. It's in the spotlight. It's charming. It's articulate. It's funny. It's got a can-do kind of attitude. So all of those positive things are kind of bubbling up, or they're given extra weight on Monday. So you're able to use all those parts of your personality, and then the square with Jupiter in Taurus, the lucky planet, if you take your charisma and your personality and you put it out there into the world, that's where the good luck comes from. So you being present and engaged and connecting with others and talking, that's where the good stuff comes from. Not, being picked to, I don't know, for some special mission or something. It comes from you. Okay, so on Monday, the 17th of July, the sun and the moon are aligned, so it's easier to discover what's really important to you, which is a big deal. Spiritually, you're very, very supported. That's the Neptune in Pisces connection. I'm just going to take little breaks as the tractors come and go. Neptune being the water planet, right? So that means that the realms of spirit are very close to you. And with that support, you're being encouraged to kind of override any anxiety and to make big changes if that's what you desire. So if you're like, I want to change this, but it's a lot of work involved, financially it might put me in a bad spot, the family may not like it, the stars are saying, please pursue those kind of things that run along those lines. I love it, but I want to, but those are the things that you ought to pursue for a really good outcome. So it's about tapping into your confidence, taking a risk, and letting that support of the universe guide you in a practical sense. Tuesday, the 18th of July, we have the moon going into Leo at 6:39 in the evening, which I think is a fabulous thing, because the moon in Leo is, I feel good about life. If you think about Leo, the time of year, it's August. It's astrology being based on the northern hemisphere. It's when things are warmest. You can go out in nature, everything's on fire, as in the flowers are blooming, the leaves are out, people are picnicking in the park. And it's ruled by the sun, right? And the sun is the center of our solar system. It's what warms us, it's what gives us life. So the moon, your feelings, your intuition, being in Leo is really my feelings, my hopes and dreams for my life and for the world are center stage. That's what I'm supposed to focus on. And I read somewhere recently that if a person gives up on their hopes and dreams, that's kind of the end. You know, you can talk about that clinically and what doctors would say about that, but just on a personal, kind of uninformed, unexpert level, if a human being has a dream, right, as a child or something, and then they get older and life knocks that dream out of them in the sense that you will never get this, that is a terrible, terrible thing. And if that has happened, either find a way to resuscitate that dream or find a way to shift and pivot into a different dream that is doable. Because, and I totally agree with this, if we don't have something to dream about or to work towards or to imagine ourselves to be, you know, like these illusions about ourselves that potentially could happen in the most wonderful way, I think that's a natural human necessity to propel us forward through our lives. Wow, that's so deep. So the moon in Leo allows you to really rediscover and embrace that dream of who you are and who you want to be and how you want your life to look. Fundamentally, basically, that's what this is. Take the support and invest in your dreams, invest in yourself. The Leo moon then squares Jupiter in Taurus and it quincunxes Saturn in Pisces. So again, if you take your confidence and you take it out into the world, that's where the good luck lies. That's where the good luck factor is. And Saturn in Pisces is the spiritual support and security that you're being gifted. I feel this to be true. I feel this to make sense on a spiritual level. Therefore, I feel solid about it. I feel entitled to act. I feel good about proceeding. Okay, so with the moon going into Leo, the pace really picks up. Cancer is the home, your roots, going inward. Leo is about, you know, playing a game outside and laughing hysterically and having a barbecue. So the pace is much more about activity and being out and about and connecting and engaging. So fundamentally, access good luck and make things happen for yourself on Tuesday simply by showing up and then taking action. Your confidence and certainty, those are the big gifts at the moment, and you're able to present things that exist for you up here in your imagination, in your mind. You're able to present those to other people as done deals. This is the way it's going to be. So I've got a vision for this water park. We're going to have 8 slides and then that's how it is, right? So what's good is because you're so certain, it's going to be easy for you to get other people on board. And it's going to be very easy to work with other people to realize your vision. You are enthusiastic, you're confident, and that's kind of infectious. It spills over into other people. So it's going to be really easy to find people to work with. If that's something you're doing this week, finding kind of colleagues for a project, you'll be able to find them very easily on Tuesday and also kind of get your point across and motivate people and inspire them to share your vision. So it's a great time if you're in sales or in education or you're the head of a company or head of your own business. You're able to get your message across very clearly. But not only the message, it's that sense of enthusiasm and we can do this that really brings you together. Like a shared vision. It becomes a shared vision, not just yours. It becomes something that other people are interested in. So that's amazing. Wednesday the 19th. So I'm also thinking if you're like a vicar doing a sermon, it's that kind of thing where you can really inspire people and things resonate. You can identify with other people's experience very easily on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the 19th of July, we have the Leo moon now conjuncting Mercury in Leo. So the Leo moon, confident, I feel good and alive. Mercury, the communication planet in Leo, I want to get my point across. I want to tell a joke or chat or present. So you're not overly shy on Tuesday or Wednesday. But now on Wednesday, with the conjunction of these two, the more public, the better. Think of Cancer as the home, the domestic sphere, Leo as the public sphere. You've shifted from the domestic into the public on Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's important on Monday to kind of say, what is the dream? What do I want to work with? And then on Tuesday and Wednesday to go out into the world and to start doing. The Leo moon also squares Uranus and Taurus, so anything is possible. And it's not like there's a play called Angels in America, and one of the characters, she says, anything can happen, any terrible thing. So she takes the negative approach, right? But this is the opposite. Anything can happen, but with Uranus being the miraculous and the unexpected, it's any wonderful thing can happen. Any completely random and unexpected thing can happen. Anything that is just almost too good to be true can happen. And then the Leo moon also squares Jupiter in Taurus. So as long as you're out and about and doing things, you activate the good luck of Jupiter. And it trines Chiron in Aries. So it's about healing your perception of the world, of your life, through taking action now and being genuinely surprised by the positive outcome that you get as a result of your efforts. So on Wednesday, with the Mercury moon conjunction both in Leo, communication is massively supported. And it's not just communication, it's a sense of fun and a lightness of being and confidence and strength. And I am innerly, well, if that's a word, I feel warm and strong and independent and empowered. And those kind of qualities then lead to you wanting to communicate, which makes sense, right? If you're feeling good, it's going to be easier to connect. So you're still super energized and confident on Wednesday. It's a fabulous day to show up and to put your best foot forward. You make a great impression. So whether that's personally, with friends or family, or in business, make sure you connect with as many people as you can on Wednesday. It's just because you come across so well. So don't hide your light under a bush. Put it out there, the public. I don't know what the goddess of charm is called. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity. And the muses are, that energy where they whisper in your ear something creative and you suddenly are lit up by this thing and you do it. It's a combination of that. Goddess of charm, the muses, anything that inspires you or fills you creatively. Those energies they're really smiling down on you. So with that said, the personality type of things, your charm, your charisma is massively heightened. But also if you're an artist or a writer or a performance artist or anything like that, you're massively gifted and able to create wonderful content at the moment. So make sure that you use that talent on Wednesday, whether you live a very public life or not. I mean, we all have things that involve other people or the public to some degree. So look at those aspects of your life specifically as much as you possibly can on Wednesday and make the most of those. Thursday the 20th, we have the Leo moon now conjuncting Venus in Leo. So confidence, and now confidence when it comes to love and romance and creativity. And really on Thursday, make the most of that, because later in the week, on Saturday, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, goes retrograde until the 3rd of September, and love and relationships and new businesses and all of that becomes much more complicated. So on Thursday here, the moon conjuncts with Venus, and it also quincunxes Pluto in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces. So it's similar to Monday in the sense that you're massively supported spiritually. It's saying, please take a risk and make changes when it comes to your work, especially if you care about this change and it scares you a little. The Sun in Cancer trines Neptune in Pisces. So your home, the vision of what's going to make you feel at home, is right there. Try not to ignore it or dismiss it. And I mean, it's easily said, we all have these things, but they seem too big or impractical or scary, so we dismiss them. But usually if we go for those kind of things that the universe tells us, no matter how unlikely it seems, it does tend to work out. The universe doesn't give us messages just to watch us fail, like I said earlier. It doesn't. The moon goes into Virgo at 13 minutes past 7 on Thursday evening, so that's good because that'll help you get all your ducks in a row and you're very grounded and analytical. The Virgo moon then opposes Saturn in Pisces and conjuncts Mars in Virgo. Mars in Virgo opposes Saturn in Pisces. So it's very much about, okay, we've got the message. how can we now implement the message? This is about action steps. It's not about hearing and sitting back and letting yourself be guided. It's now about putting that guidance into action, taking the steps. So on Thursday, we are going kind of back to the energy of Monday, where you're being given the chance to ask yourself, what is it that I love to do? And then to look into that without letting fear shut you down. So if you're hearing a message, especially if it's repetitive and as recently as Monday, you can rest assured that the universe is deliberately communicating that to you so that you can make positive changes. And that's actually one of the hallmarks or identifying features of your higher self and higher self guidance, is that it's calm and quiet and repetitive. So the Moon and Mars ensure that you're able to take very sensible and productive actions. So the process is get the dream, combine it with your practical nature, and boom, you're off and running and building things which are fabulous. Friday the 21st of July, we've got the Virgo Moon conjuncting Mars in Virgo, so it's all order and let's get things structured and let's go, let's take action. It opposes Saturn in Pisces and trines Jupiter in Taurus. So now it's not about kind of contemplating and questioning, what am I going to do? What do I love? That ought to be in place by Monday and Thursday. And Friday, and even if it isn't, it doesn't matter. Like, the support is that it will give you this sense of, I know what I want, I know what I'm doing. So, it's not black and white. Sometimes that's more or less. But ultimately, the gift of Friday is if you do have that certainty of what you love and what you want to move ahead with, then in a practical way on Friday, you can really do that without too many snags or problems. The Cancer Moon opposes Pluto in Capricorn. It's encouraging you to make changes, not to keep everything the same and to protect the status quo. And Mercury in Leo trines Chiron in Aries. So that's saying, again, if you use your confidence and your understanding of what you love and what's important to you, that is where the good luck comes from. So it's all in you. All the good stuff resides in you. So you don't need to get anything. You don't need to acquire anything. You don't need to buy anything or be taught anything. It's already, you've got everything that you need within. So on Friday the 21st, you're grounded, you're practical. And with that said, it's great to send any kind of applications, to present to an audience or a group of friends or anything. And to make practical changes such as moving house or changing jobs. All of those things are supported. Act, make the change. Luck is on your side, and spiritually you're still very much supported. You're being held by the hand as such, or you're being spoon-fed by the universe. It's saying, we know that you're not totally happy. Here's something that will make you happy. It might seem a bit scary, but please, take a step, look into it. This can work out for you, and it can work out fabulously. So it's kind of the opposite of what we're hearing when you read the news, right? When you read the news, it's like, oh yes, life is much worse than it used to be 10 years ago, and everything is more dire, and the climate is much more at risk, and jobs are even more difficult to get, and prices are much higher, and illness is around every corner, and you have to be vaccinated for this and that, and you have to constantly be on guard. The universe, and spiritually, it's saying everything's okay. You're taken care of. You will be taken care of. You're healthy. You're loved. You're safe. You have everything you need. Everything you require is given to you. And it's really so interesting that that is the constant. And if you align yourself with that voice, you can manifest that reality into this world. And I know that sounds impractical, but that has been my experience. When I'm in a horrible place and I absolutely despise everything, I just create things which are awful and full of those feelings. If I positively look at that feeling of the universe is limitless, everything is abundant, then I'm in a totally different headset, and whether it's a frequency or an energy I give off, or it's a manifestation process, whatever you want to call it, when you're in that positive space, you can create a positive world and life. It's a kind of magic, I feel. Give me your thoughts on that. I really think it's real. I do. Okay, so this support is encouraging you to take action, especially in areas that scare you a little bit. Those are worth looking at. So ultimately, standing in your truth and standing in your power, that is what's lucky at the moment. Saturday the 22nd, we've got Venus going retrograde until the 3rd of September. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity, and when it's retrograde, it's not such a good idea to start a new business, especially one that you love. So it's like, do that during the week, the business days, because on Saturday things kind of change, and they change much more towards spend time with people who are already in your life, or work with the business that's already in your life. Don't start all of these new things. And the reason for that is Venus is this planet that's associated with the Empress in the tarot, right? It's about giving birth, giving a new life. And when it's in retrograde, it appears to go backwards, and the things that it's attracted to are skewed, the things it wants to give life to are skewed, and the things that you kind of give birth to during this time, often when the planet goes direct again after the retrograde, it's like, what was I thinking? I don't like this at all, let alone love it. So with Venus in retrograde, it's careful to just cool your jets a little bit and to become a little bit more cautious. But it's the opposite of what we've been experiencing all week, where it's like all systems go, pursue the dream, live the dream. Saturday, it's like, all right, be prudent and choose wisely. The Virgo moon opposes Neptune in Pisces, trines Pluto in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus, and it also quincunxes Chiron in Aries. So it's saying continue being practical and working towards those things which you've decided earlier on in the week, and continue those actions. So it's interesting because it's not just saying these dreams are good for the week and go with them. You're doing a lot of kind of research spiritually, and you're being given long-term goals which you can pursue here in July, August, and even into September. Mercury in Leo trines Chiron in Aries. So again, the one constant is if you are true to yourself, if you're confident about who you are, what your journey is, that's where the good luck factor lies. On Saturday, like I mentioned, it is now good to hold off on starting a new business, relationship, or any important venture that you really, really care about. You know that saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You being the beholder, your eye is affected. Either you've got a pink lens over it, or you're looking off into another direction. What you love, what you're attracted to, what you think is fabulous and wonderful is skewed. And that's why it's risky. Because you become attracted to things that don't usually work for you. Sorry, I'm laughing because, never mind. Best to hold off during this time than to untangle errors made during this time later on, you see? So rather than, okay, I'll start the business, I'll start an ice cream business, although I despise ice cream, why am I doing this? Then 2 months later, it's like, what was I thinking? I still despise ice cream, and I also don't want, it's that kind of thing. You can save yourself a lot of time and effort and finance and everything. Okay, finally, Sunday the 23rd of July, we have the sun going into Leo at 3:50 in the morning, so happy birthday, Leos. And we've still got the moon in Virgo until it goes into Libra at 7:54 in the morning. So first the sun changes sign into Leo, the moon goes into Libra. Both of those are very sociable signs, especially Libra. It's very good at connecting with other people. So Sunday, just via those two luminaries, the sun and the moon in Leo and in Libra respectively, it's a great day to go out and to spend with people and to have fun. The Libra moon sextiles the sun in Leo and quincunxes Saturn in Pisces. Chiron goes retrograde and Mercury in Leo squares Uranus in Taurus. So this really isn't a day where you're overly focused again on reinventing the wheel here. You're interested in some downtime, spending time with other people, especially people you are close to and who you love. And the main plan of what you're focused on building or creating, it has not changed. So it can be a good day to just simply rest and to enjoy yourself, or to just kind of check in and say, yeah, the plan is still as it is. I get to kind of relax a little bit on Sunday, and then the next day I can get back to it. Or if you want to work on Sunday, I can work on it on this day. But I really think it's much more about downtime and recharging your batteries. Okay, so that's what I get for you this week. I hope that gives you an idea of the energy and what you'll be working with. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. It'll take you to the shop page where you can order it. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, please. Hit subscribe and share the video online. And I will see you for the daily tarot videos. Check out the video on the new moon in Cancer, which happens on Monday the 17th. And I'm also going to make the monthly horoscopes for each sign of the zodiac. So Aries and Gemini and Virgo and Capricorn and Aquarius. And I'll make that for August. So watch this space. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best. Take care.